and welcome. You are now looking at Jasper.ai. And Jasper.ai is an artificial intelligence platform that you can use in order to create digital content. Jasper can be used for social media content, for advertising content, for articles, for emails, for your website, as well as art for your digital projects. It's designed to be used along with input so that it provides output that you can use in your business. Jasper also has a Chrome and/or Microsoft Edge browser extension to make the process even easier. The company is backed by venture financing as well as angel investors. There is a free trial available if you currently do not have a Jasper account. And all you'll need to do is to come to jasper.ai to click on the Try Free button. You will then need to create an account. As with the recording of this video, Jasper has both monthly and annual plans. You can check on the monthly plan in terms of costs as well as availability of features, and then there is a slight discount if you choose to have an annual plan. You can further see the elements that you have available to you in the comparison chart. Now, Jasper is not a desktop application. It is an online application that works on your web browser. And finally, Jasper does produce content in languages other than the English language. And you'll be able to find out more about this on the Jasper website. There is a Facebook user group that does not require a purchase in order for you to become part of the group. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in the first video. Welcome back. If you use the Microsoft Edge or Chrome browsers, you can install the Jasper.ai browser extension. And you can come to the home page, and you can typically scroll down in order to see it. What we're going to do is we're going to click on this button that says Add Jasper to Chrome, even though right at the moment we are using a Microsoft Edge browser. You will want to be logged into your Google account. When you do that, all you need to do is to click this button that says Add to Chrome. You'll get the prompt. You'll then click Add Extension. If you haven't created an account, you'll need to create one. You may at that point be asked to do two-factor authentication. We are going to add in the verification number, and we're then going to click Verify. You will then be logged into your dashboard. You will then want to make sure that the extension is added to your browser. And we have verified the extension on our browser. Again, we are now in Microsoft Edge. What we're now going to do is we're going to enable Jasper on this site. And we have now added the Jasper browser extension. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now on your Jasper dashboard, you're going to see a settings area, and you're going to be able to customize your profile. You're going to see an integrations area. You can add in a keywords integration. You can also add in a plagiarism checker to your content. You'll also be able to translate your content into different languages by turning on the translation engine. You can change the nature of the interface from light to dark. You will also be able to work with your workplace settings. You'll be able to click on your general settings, and you can work with your billing. You will also be able to invite team members. So for example, if you want to have a team member to be able to use your account and to be able to create content with your account, all you'll need to do is to click this button that says Invite Team Members. You'll then email the link. That person will then get an email asking them to set up an account. They'll then be able to click this button to set up an account. They'll then be able to register with their email. They will then get the two-factor authentication, for which they will need to enter into Jasper. That person will then verify their login information. They'll then be able to join your individual workspace. That person will then have access to your workspace in order to use Jasper to create content. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now you're going to see three areas on your left side menu for your content creation purposes. First, you're going to see a templates area. And when you come into the templates area, you're first going to see all the templates that are available in Jasper. You can then sort those templates by the different kinds, such as ads here, or email, marketing, and all of the various kinds of templates here in this area. And these templates form the basis of the patterns you're going to use in order to create content with Jasper. And you can familiarize yourself with the AI by using these templates. Now, each of the templates have a different pattern of input that you will need to add. For example, assuming that you are going to use the listicle, and what you're going to see is that you're going to be able to add in, to get started, 80 characters to indicate to Jasper what you wanted to write for a specific topic. You'll then want to tell Jasper how many paragraphs you want for your listicle. You can then tell Jasper what tone of voice you want the content to be written in. And then you have language options which you can use. If you were inputting in a specific language, you can output in a different language, or you can output in the language of your choice. So for example, you can write in a specific topic. In this case, we're going to tell the output how many different paragraphs that we want. We are then going to tell Jasper what tone of voice we want to use. Now in this case, you'll notice then that there is a cloud that you can use, and you can determine what Jasper is asking for here in this area by hovering over this bar. You can also click on this Learn More link. This will open up into a specific explanation, in some cases done by video, so that you can tell Jasper what kind of content you want according to the parameters that the software actually wants. And so in this case, we're going to write in a tone of voice. Once we've done that in this listicle template, we can then click on the Generate button. And the generation process then begins, and you'll then see content here in this area from Jasper. What you'll notice here is that you have 3 different outputs for the content. That was dictated here by your inputs area, and you'll notice here that we wanted 3 outputs generated, and that is what we actually were able to receive. Now, so that Jasper is more effective in the way it learns how to write, you're going to be able to upvote a particular piece of content. If you scroll down, you'll be able to upvote or downvote a particular piece of content, and you'll be able to do this for each of the outputs that you actually get. In order to begin using the output, you can then open this in the Documents area, or you can copy it to paste it inside of your document. We're going to stop the video here, and we're going to pick it up from processing the content that we received from Jasper. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. You'll be able to track your outputs by going to your profile area. And if you click on All Outputs History, you'll be able to see your outputs here in this area. You can favorite the outputs. You can also copy the outputs to a specific clipboard in order to put inside of your document. What you can also do is to track your usage of Jasper. And if you want to do that, you can go to your profile area. You're going to see here in this usage area how many credits you have used in real time. And you'll be able to determine how many credits you are going to have left in your account. You can open up each of your outputs into a document. Now, when you save your documents, you're going to be able to place them inside of specific projects that you designate. So for example, if you have a project that you have named, you can move your documents into those folders by going to See All Documents. What you can then do is highlight the documents. You can then move those documents to a project or folder that you have created. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Jasper has specific recipes that you can use in order to create certain kinds of content. And if you click on this recipes area on the left side menu, you're going to see various recipes that you can use in order to give Jasper commands that you can follow. For example, we can click Open Recipe for a blog post. And what you're going to see are certain commands that you can use to tell Jasper how to write your blog post. It's a good idea to watch the entire instructional video in order to use the AI to write the specific aspect that you are attempting to write. When you get to the recipe, you can save it. You can also run the recipe inside of a document. And when it comes to recipes, one of the things you'll want to be aware of is that recipes can only be used in what's called the boss mode of Jasper. And so you will need to have an upgraded account in order to have access to the commands as well as the recipe feature in order to put them inside of your document. So again, we're going to click on Open Recipe, and then we're going to click on the Run command for this blog post recipe. You will then see specific commands that you can give Jasper in order to help you to write your blog post. We can change the topic to what we want to write about. So we're going to hit the cursor button, and what we're going to do is we're going to highlight this area. We are then going to hit the Control Enter button, and then Jasper will do what we ask it to do. We can then take this content and we can place it in the article brief area. We can determine what kind of voice we want to write in, and if we have specific keywords, we can write them in. And what we're going to do is we're going to put specific information in to the recipe so that Jasper knows what to write. What we're going to do is we're going to highlight the command, and we're then going to click Control, then Enter. And you'll then see that Jasper has executed your command. So basically, what you're going to do with a recipe is you're going to use each piece of the recipe. You are going to add in the subject that you want Jasper to execute the command about, and then you're going to hit Control Enter to get that output. You can then save this document however you want by renaming it. You can then exit the document. You can then take your document. You can then move it to the area that you want it to be. Welcome back. Now Jasper has another element that is a paid upgrade, and that is the art upgrade. And if you click this button, you'll be able to find out about the Jasper upgrade. That'll bring you to this page. You can click Get Started Now. Now if you have additional users and you want to upgrade, you'll need to determine if that other user will have access to Jasper Art. If you don't want the other user, you can untick that user, and then you will pay an additional amount for Jasper Art. Now, as you determine whether you're going to need an additional art upgrade, you may already have the capability available in other tools. If you use the graphics creator Canva, as of the recording of this video, there is a beta version of an AI art process. If you are logged into your account and you go to your favorite search engine and you type in AI image generator, you will be able to find the beta version as of the recording of this video. And if you are logged into your account, you can then click Generate AI Images. You will then be able to use Canva as you always have. You can choose to use your AI art creator inside of an existing design or in a new design. You will determine the size of your image. You'll then click Create New Design. You will then be inside of the AI art generator. You can then write in your parameters. Once you've written in your parameters, you can then click Generate Image. And then Canva will then begin to look to create the image based on the parameters that you have written in. You can then use one or both of the images that Canva then generates. And if you don't pay for Canva, you will find other generators available given your search. You will want to make sure that you stick with a branded solution so you will not run into any copyright issues. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in the next video. Welcome back. We are now going to complete the Jasper Art upgrade in order to have access to the tool for our Jasper Art. You will then have access to the art interface. In the first area, you are going to write in exactly what you want to have Jasper to draw for you. You will then want to dictate the style, and you have several choices available. You will then choose the medium, and you can determine what the medium will be based on the style. You will then determine a particular artist and their style, or in some cases, you can just choose none. You can choose the mood of your art, or you can choose none for the mood. And you can determine keywords for this particular art, or you can leave it as none. Now we are using the basic side of the art generator, and we can now click Create. We can always go back and change any of the parameters if we want to get a better photo, or we can choose the photo that we want and then download it to our hard drive. We can also indicate whether we think that this was a good image for us. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, as you get started with the art portion of the platform, you are going to want to look at the parameters that Jasper has set for the art section. Now, as of the recording of this video, there is an instructional video that will tell you about Jasper Art. And there are going to be two links in particular. One of those links has an FAQ and talks about the pricing, talks about what Jasper will be looking for in the future in terms of what the platform will do, as well as limitations, as well as how much it will eventually cost. You will also see a second link here that says tips and tricks for Jasper Art. Now, in particular, there is a link here that has a tool that will help you to create better prompts to use with Jasper Art. And you can search for prompts here in this area. Once you type in the prompt, what you'll need to do is to hover over the image of what it is that you want. You can then click on that image, and then you can take the entire prompt and head back to Jasper with the information. You will also see modifiers for a particular image. You can then add in your prompt to Jasper Art. And you will then see a creation by Jasper based on the prompts that you have entered from the prompting site. You can also use the prompt on the freeform side. And what you can do is you can add or subtract words and to allow Jasper to freeform. And Jasper will then come up with its own freeform version of the image that you sought to create. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. In most cases, if you don't choose to upgrade using Jasper's features, you are going to start with templates. And you're going to come to the template section. One of the first sections that you have available to you is the advertising section. What you'll notice here is that the command section is here. And really, if you go to any one of these sections, you'll see the commands area. So the commands are not peculiar to any one section. They're actually available in all of the sections. Basically, you're going to go to the commands section. And what you're going to do is you're going to give Jasper some information up to 800 characters. Once you have given Jasper background information, you will then write a command for Jasper to write some kind of content for you. You'll determine the language that you want. You'll determine how many times you want the content to be given to you in an output form. In this case, we've chosen 3. Once we've done that, we can then click Generate. And we will then wait for Jasper to create our content. You will then see your different levels of output. And you can choose the one that you like best. And what you can do is you can then tell Jasper which one is best by upvoting one, and you can downvote the other. You can then copy your content, and then you can add it to your document software for storage. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, all of your content is going to be available in your All Outputs area. One thing you can do in order to keep your content organized is to organize it by project. In this case, we're going to create a new project. We're then going to save the new project. What we can do is to click on top of the content. We can then open that content up in a specific document. We can then save that document. Once that document has been saved, we can highlight it, and we can then move the document where we want it to be. And the document will then be in the project folder where we want it to be. Now, there are 2 aspects of your document in boss mode, and you'll see them here in the right-hand corner. What you can do is you can enable Grammarly. And once Grammarly is enabled, Grammarly will then start to analyze your document for things that you can correct. You're also going to see a plagiarism checker. Now, in order to use the plagiarism checker, this will require a payment for you to use the interface within Jasper.ai. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. We can still continue to work with the document inside the document editor. And you're going to see more tools in the upper right-hand corner. For example, you're going to see here that we can rephrase certain elements of our document. For example, we can highlight a particular passage, and you'll then see that this menu is now available to us. What we can do with the passage that we have highlighted is we can then rephrase that one passage by clicking this button. What will happen then is that Jasper will then work to rephrase the content. We can choose to use that content, we can click the replace text, or we can try it again. And then Jasper will retry it again. You'll then get the same prompt. You can then choose to replace the text, and you'll see your new text here in this area. You can highlight more of your text, and if you have grammar issues, you can fix those issues. You can click this button that says Fix Grammar. What you'll also see here on the right-hand corner is an element that says Explain it to a fifth grader in order to make your content simpler. For example, you can then take one aspect of your document, and you'll then see this menu available to you. You can click this button that says Explain it to a fifth grader, and you'll get more content here that you can use. You can try it again, and if you like what you see, you can then replace the text. If you don't feel your content is long enough, you can place your cursor at the end, and you can click the Compose button, and Jasper will begin to compose more text. And so basically, inside of your document area, you will then be able to use Jasper along with the tools in order to create more content. Now, once again, this document editor is only going to be available to the customers that have the boss mode of creating content. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, the Jasper boss mode is not mandatory to have in order to create content using the AI inside of Jasper. For example, if you have an existing document, one of the things you can do inside of Jasper is to rewrite the content. You'll see inside of the ads area a template called Content Improver. We can click on that template and we can add in content to improve here in this area. We can also give it a specific tone of voice. So we can take the content that we want to improve, we can highlight it, and we can cut and paste this content inside of Jasper.ai. We can then decide what tone of voice we want the rewrite to be in. We will then determine how many inputs we want to have. Once we have our prompts the way we want them, and we have the number of outputs we are going to want, we can then click Generate. And then Jasper will begin to generate our content to remake it according to the parameters that we have set. We can upvote or downvote and then choose the one that we want. If you have boss mode, you can open this content up in a document. Otherwise, you can copy it to make it available inside of your word processing software and then move on to the next portion of your content. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. One of the things you may want to do is to match the tone that you normally write in when you are redoing content inside of Jasper. And Jasper has a template that will help you to do that. You're going to go to the templates area. You're then going to go to the ads area. What you're going to see is that there's an element here called tone detector. You're going to click on that element. You're going to see that you have 800 characters that you can paste in here so that Jasper can tell you your specific tone of voice. So what you can do is you can grab content that you have recently written. You're going to copy that content and you're going to paste it into Jasper. And you're going to add in your content here in this area. Once you have your content added, you can click Generate. And Jasper will generate your content voice. And you can see here that when you're going to be rewriting or redoing content, you can use this voice in order to help Jasper to more closely match the voice that you normally write in. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. One of the elements that you'll see inside of Boss Mode is that there is a content summarizer. This will allow you to generate a summary for content up to 12,000 characters. However, you don't need to have boss mode in order to execute this process. If you go to the blog area, you will see that there's an element here called text summarizer. And what you can do here is you can place in 800 characters and Jasper will then seek to summarize that content. So you can grab some of your content and you can copy it and move it back to Jasper. You can then add your content to Jasper. Again, now if you have boss mode, you can use this element without having to cut and paste different parts of your document. However, you can paste content here to have it summarized. We are now going to click Generate. And this time, we're only going to ask for one output. We're then going to click Generate. And what you'll notice here is that we now have a summary that we can use for a specific block of text. And we can do that for as much content as we are willing to paste into the text summarizer, unless we choose to use boss mode. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Another template that you can use that will extract information from the content that you give it is the business or product name template. We can click on that template. And what you'll notice is that Jasper is going to ask you for 800 characters about your business or your product. And then you're also going to be asked to include specific keywords. Now we have written in our keywords. We've determined how many different kinds of output we're going to have, and we're going to use the default, which is 3. And we're going to change this from the default, which is 3, to 5. Once we have all of our parameters in, we can then click Generate. Once you have your output, if you don't like that output, you can add in more content. And once we add in new content, we can then click Generate again. And you'll see that we have new elements in front of us where we can choose a specific product name given the parameters that we have given Jasper. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. In addition to the content creation elements, Jasper does have some interesting elements that you can use in order to respond to different things that require content-based answers. You can see here that one of the templates that you have available is going to be one for Quora answers. We're going to click inside of that area. And we're going to be given 3 prompts. One, we need to write in the question that's being asked on Quora. Now, assuming that this is going to be a question that we are going to respond to on Quora, what we want to do is write the question into this area. What you'll then need to do is to write in information to include in the answer. You'll then want to write in the tone of voice. You'll want to determine the number of inputs that you want. Once you do that, you can then click the Generate button. And if you are a participant on Quora, what you have is you have the basis for an answer that you can begin to work with to a specific question. You can downvote some of the answers, and you can upvote the answer that you want. You can also copy the answer that you want into your favorite word processing software. So basically, what you've done is you've fed Jasper a specific question, and you've given it specific words that you want to find in the answer. You give it a tone, and then Jasper has given you an answer for you to work with to create on the medium Quora. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. One element that Jasper has available is to be able to write a personal bio. And if you look to the personal bio area and template, you can click on personal bio. What you're going to need to do is to give Jasper some personal information. So once you write in your personal information, you're going to want to give Jasper a specific tone of voice. In this case, you'll need to give Jasper a point of view. You either want to write in first person or a third person point of view. You'll determine how many different outputs that you want, and once you have everything written in, you can then click Generate. And then Jasper will begin the creation process. Now, assuming that you don't necessarily like the output, you can add in additional elements, and you can change the voice. And for tone of voice, you can add in a specific persona if you think that persona matches the tone of voice that you want. Once you have new information in, you can then click Generate. And what you'll see is that Jasper will attempt to honor your choices by adding in your tone of voice and by giving 3 additional pieces of output. And as always, you can help Jasper to create in the future by upvoting and downvoting. You can then save a copy of the element that you want in your actual content. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, Jasper is designed to do some functions that may be more difficult to do manually. For example, there are marketing elements such as unique value or unique selling propositions. We can click on unique value proposition to determine if Jasper can write a unique value proposition or set of unique value propositions for us. Now, as is the case with every template, we need a product description and we need a tone of voice. You can then decide which tone of voice you want to write once you have written in your product description. Once you have written in your answers, you can determine how many outputs you're going to want for this particular area. Once you do that, you'll then want to click Generate. And then Jasper will come up with your unique value propositions. And so as always, you can downvote the ones that you don't find as helpful, and you can upvote the one that you do find is helpful. And again, you're helping Jasper to create better content in the future. Once you have the information that you want, you can then copy it, and you can then place the information inside of your favorite word processing software. If you have Boss Mode, you can open up your unique value proposition inside of the documents. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, not everything is content creation on Jasper. For example, one of the things you can do inside of the video area is you can look for specific video topic ideas. And you're going to see that template inside of the video area of your Jasper templates. We're going to click on that template. You're then going to see three different prompts. One is going to be what the topic of your videos should be. What you'll then need to do is to write in the keyword that you want to rank for on YouTube. And then in terms of topic ideas, you'll want to determine what your tone of voice is going to be for Jasper. You'll then determine how many different topic ideas that you're going to want from Jasper. We're going to write in a number different than the default. What you'll then do is click the Generate button. Jasper will then give you sets of video topic ideas. Once you have topic ideas, you can begin to look for video titles. You also have a template available to you in Jasper. You can then click on video titles. You can write in your topic idea. You can then write in your keyword. You can then write in your tone of voice. You can then determine how many video titles you want, and you can then click Generate. What you may see then is that some of the titles that you have are going to be very similar to your topics. However, Jasper does attempt to take the information and then write in a title. If you don't like the particular output that you've been given, one of the things you can do is to change the tone of voice. Once you do that, you can then click Generate again. You can then go to your output area and you can get one of your video titles. We're going to copy it and we're going to go to our video description. We're going to write in our video title. We're going to write in our keyword. We're going to write in our tone of voice. We are then going to determine how many descriptions that we want. Once we've done that, we're then going to click Generate. You will then see output for your video description. You can then script out your video and write an introduction. We're going to click on this template. And in this case, all we need is the video title. We are then going to write in our tone of voice. We're going to determine the amount of output that we want, and we're then going to click Generate. Jasper will then give us a video script and introduction. And finally, Jasper will give us a video script outline. We're going to click on this element, and the prompt that we need is going to be a video title or topic. We're going to paste in our video title. We are then going to determine what our tone of voice is going to be. And once we have those two prompts, we're then going to click Generate. And Jasper will begin to create our video script outline. And then we can take each of these elements and we can then write a blog post for each one and use that as part of our video script. Basically, we can create the entire set of video content for our YouTube video using Jasper. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I'll see you either in another video or in another course.